doing it? You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
Rolling, we have Oluto in the building. What's going on, my boy?
What's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. Me and you go way back. I remember listening to your music on my music reviews before. You had a very special voice, very different. You stand out significantly. As far as how consistent you are, as a big bro, I gotta check you on that consistency. For as talented as you are, I definitely think you should be putting out more. But let's just let's get everybody to dive into Oluto real quick, man. We'll start from the past. Let's go all the way to day zero, Oluto. Where were you born, bro? Where are you from?
I am from Detroit, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I was born over Plymouth area. I've moved around a lot because kind of the foster care system. I've never been in the foster care system, but my grandmother took care of me and my brothers and sisters. So I've been moved around a lot. And I say I spent most of my time in Oak Park, most of my childhood. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about growing up, man. How did the way that you grew up kind of influence your music and where you are right now?
So with going through life experiences and going through situations with my mom with her mental illness, her suffering from schizophrenia, me not having my dad passing away, I grew up, I would say it's been a struggle because I have always been kind of like an outcast. I've always been in the background. I've always felt like I was different than everybody else. Always felt like that. I was very, very, very reserved. I was scared to talk to people. Like, people frightened me. And I felt like every time I did talk to people that they were going to judge me. That was like all the time. I still suffered from that to this day. And like even in my adulthood, and I suffer from social anxiety and that stuff. What's good about that, with me going through shit like that, it makes me make different type of music because I'm able to tap into different frequencies, different vibrations, different type of topics that necessarily everybody else can't. I'm more woke than a lot of motherfuckers, a lot of people. And not necessarily saying that people they're like, they're brain dead, but they want to follow the fucking sheep. Like, and I don't get it. Why? I don't get why. You're more disposable when you do that.
Yeah.
There's going to be another motherfucker that comes out doing the same shit just like you. So why not be just yourself or be different?
Yeah, especially even if we just hone that in on just music, right? Like, a lot of artists are coming out and sounding like other artists, which I 0% understand. There's an artist that's like kind of established in Detroit that's even doing that right now, where he just dropped some new music and I'm like, this sounds exactly like that artist and that artist and that artist. So what are you getting out of this? Like, what makes you think people are going to tune into you when there's already more successful artists doing that same style? Like, why are you guys sounding the same? Why are artists sounding the same? Is it because it's a strategy that it's selling, so I'm going to do what's selling? Or is it because you just don't have real creativity? I really don't understand why artists really just don't know how to develop their own sound.
I would say this. People do have creativity. Some people do. Everybody don't need to do music, and everybody want to do fucking music nowadays because it's accessible.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you ever seen this movie called what was it? Brown Sugar.
Mm-mm.
So you gotta watch Brown Sugar. Brown Sugar, it kind of depicted what the industry was going to be like. So it was a 90s movie where it was Taye Diggs and Nia Long or something. I can't remember the girl, but Mos Def was a dope-ass MC, lyricist, cold as hell. But the industry wanted motherfuckers to sell this type of narrative, so they were going after these type of artists. They didn't want to sign Mos Def, even though Mos Def was a fucking lyricist. He was talented because he didn't hold on to that type of narrative. The reason why people are doing that is because they feel like it's easier to sell. Everybody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. Monkey see, monkey do. If you're different, it's harder because everybody's going to nitpick and judge you about being different. It's harder to walk down that road. It's harder to do something different outside of what everybody else is doing because you're going to get judged more, you're going to get outcast more, and it's going to take a longer period of time for you to get your success. But when you get it, motherfucker, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. You go last. And that's what people need to realize. Having substance is nothing wrong with doing shit good. It's harder. It might be harder, but you're going to last longer. You go last longer.
That's true. I was just thinking about that today because you know how when you open up social media and you hear people, like you'll scroll down and you'll hear a harmonizing voice of somebody like singing like, I love this girl. And then like you're listening like, okay, he's about to say some real shit, but I just want to fuck her. And then you go like, wait a minute, bro. Like you really could sing. You really got talent. You really got skill. You tricked me with your hook of like saying something that I thought was going to go into one direction. And then you just did what everybody else is doing, was just shock value. Which shock value is like the cheapest form of entertainment. And a lot of artists are using shock value as a way to reel people in and stuff, but it's just literally the cheapest form of entertainment. It's not even a creative way of doing it. People are just saying stuff that's so out there.
Yeah.
There's not even, like when Eminem was doing it, at least Eminem had a structure and a reason. There was a way, a theory behind his music, the way he put his lyrics together, the way he puts his music together, and it all tied into something. But now people are just saying shocking stuff, shock value stuff, and it leads to nothing. There's nothing. There's no backbone to it. It's just shocking.
What it is, dude, like, there's no thought behind it. At least back then, people were actually writing their lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are going into the studio and they're punching. They're fucking punching they shit. And they're making 100 songs, and out of 100 songs, 3 of those songs actually are fucking worth shit. Motherfuckers don't take the time to actually make music nowadays. Music is so accessible. You can create music on a computer so quick. You can buy a mic today, get an interface, get a fucking camera, have a solid team, have money behind you, and blow the fuck up. Back then, they didn't have that. So they had to be different. They had to stand out. They had to have voices and be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like now, because music is so accessible, everybody want to do it. And everybody who is doing it is doing this particular way, and they have blown up from it. Everybody thinks that is the way.
For sure. This is definitely the most least talented and creative generation in the history of the industry. Hands down. It's just a lack of everything, like a lack of care, a lack of substance, a lack of passion. It's become more money oriented than everything else. That's what this industry time zone is. And that's why I'm telling people 2023 and 2024, you're not going to see anybody pop off and actually have longevity from these next 2 years. I guarantee you, we will not see. We won't see that. We will not see. I'm telling you, we will not see the next wave of people popping off until 2025, because I believe these next 2 years. I've been watching. It's a pattern. I've been watching the pattern. There's always a break of time, like every decade, where it's like the same repeated patterns and the same blueprints repeating. Everybody's draining out, taking whatever they can from these blueprints, and then eventually, you know, it balances out again, where talented people will exceed. But right now, 2023, 2024, I'm telling you, this is going to be the hardest time for any artist to make it.
Yeah.
Things need to balance out again.
It does. And I feel like another reason why is because a lot of people want to do it, so it's kind of overcrowded right now.
Yeah. It's overcrowded, and I was just talking to my friend about this, that because it's so overcrowded and there's so many people doing it, first of all, the people that don't really care about it and they're not getting success are going to drop out and be like, all right, I tried, this was a waste of time, let me get out of here. And then second, there's going to be no receptivity from the people itself. So when you're not getting any type of engagement, there's no money, there's nothing involved. So it kind of just plays off with the first thing. People are not going to keep working because they're not seeing any return, so they're going to give up. That's what's going to end up happening within these next 2 years. That's why 2025, we're going to see a reemergence of people who actually have been dedicated, like you yourself, right? In 2025, people who are supposed to have earned their title or earned recognition won't see that until about 2025, because everything else will simmer down.
Sheesh.
That's my belief. I 1,000%. I've seen it before. I've seen it with the film industry. The film industry was the same way. there was gaps in time with the movie industry where there was nothing good in the movie theater, not one damn good thing.
Everything was repetitive.
Yeah, it was all garbage, and now we're starting to see it like come back a little bit. You know, talk about how when you were growing up, you said your mom had schizophrenia, and what level of schizophrenia? Like she could see things or hear things, or like what was happening?
So yeah, with schizophrenia, it's like.
You can bring that mic closer to you.
Yeah, Mom, I'm sorry.
You're good. You can just drag it if you want. Yep.
So yeah, with schizophrenia, it's like you're hearing, you have that voice in your head that tells you stuff. You everybody has it, but you hear it on the outside. So, and she was also very religious. It was tough because seeing her go through those things and not being so young and not really understanding that she couldn't help it. It kind of affected me. And it came from my dad passing away. It came from a traumatic event. And a lot of people who go through things get into this position where they're stuck and they can't get out of it. So I feel like when she found my dad dead, it affected her, and she never came back from it. And a lot of people, I kid you not, a lot of people get in these situations where they go through life experiences where it alters their personalities and they don't be the same. Me, for one, I know the countless of shit that I had to endure and I had to go through growing up has created me to have animosity big as a motherfucking building. And even with music, like if somebody tells me, bro, when motherfuckers tell me, bro, Oluto, you gotta be like this, I be ready to knock their fucking head off. Don't tell me to be nothing. I'm myself. God made me the way that I am for a reason. I got an amazing voice. I make creative music. I make amazing music. Don't tell me to be like Sada. Don't tell me to be like any motherfucking no disrespect to Sada, because I fuck with Sada. I don't want no motherfuckers to be like, oh, you, because you know how motherfuckers is.
Yeah.
But don't tell me to be like these motherfuckers, and I'm not gonna be like that.
Yeah.
You keep telling me to be like that, bro. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not that type of person.
Absolutely. There's people who've already tried. Well, let's just use Sada Baby for an example, because he was one of the artists that was ripped off the most. People tried to take it. I remember when we were hearing and all this from him, and then you heard it from 50 different other artists. And you're like going, and I remember listening to it, and I used to go like, are you crazy? There's a person already doing that, and that's his thing. Why are you sound crazy. You sound crazy. It's super, super wild to try to take somebody else's style in any type of way and use it in your own music. I get influence. I get sometimes you can be a little bit influenced, and people can hear a little bit of a dash of somebody else in your music. A dash is okay here and there. You were influenced by Michael Jackson. You were influenced by, Tupac. I get like you can hear sprinkles here and there. Mm-hmm. But when you really take somebody's ad libs, or you take somebody's way of the cadence in their voice, anything, that's just wild. I'll never get that. But for you, I like that you're saying that you're just sticking to your lane. You're not letting anybody kind of alter how you want to do things.
And I told somebody this because they tried to tell me, like, they said, yo, if you don't make this, my daughters ain't gonna listen to it and all this other bullshit. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck if I got 2 listeners. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna be like them. I'm myself. It will be me trying to act like I'm a hood nigga. I'm thuggish. It ain't gonna come off right. I can't portray that character. I'm too fucking myself. And that's what people don't get. They don't understand it. They try to tell me that I need to make music this type of way. No, why the fuck I don't? You need to fucking catch up. Stop trying to alter me. I've been alone most of all my life. If don't nobody want to fuck with me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Especially in Detroit too, right? Because you're seeing so much success from Detroit music, right? But if you don't want to rap like how Detroit is rapping, or if you don't care to rap about those lyrics, or the substance that's in Detroit rap, what's going on right now in Detroit rap, if you don't care to be that artist, it's very hard, because you're in that population, you have a different style that they don't accept. So Detroit doesn't accept a lot of sounds or a lot of styles that are happening. Those people just don't need to be in Detroit. Not because you were born and raised in Detroit or you're an artist from Detroit doesn't mean you have to follow the style of Detroit. But guess what? They're not going to accept you, so you don't have to be there. Just because Detroit is here right in front of you and you're surrounded by it doesn't mean you need to try to make it there. And not only that, you probably won't if you sound too different.
And what's crazy is, kid, like, listen, I'm already making a plan to get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be here. And it might take a little time because I got a family and I got obligations that, is taking my money. But I'm planning to get away from here. Because I know, like, me being here is a cesspool for artists. Like I'm going to shout out a couple people. Even I said this. I literally said I thought about this because I had in my previous interview, shout out to our visuals, I had in my previous interview that about shouting people out. And this dude named Cass, his name is Cass Clever. Cass Clever is a dope ass MC. He's kind of like a mixture of Anderson .Paak mixed with JID. Motherfucker is cold. If J. Cole discovered this motherfucker right now, bro, he will be in Dreamville, dog. And he was my very first producer, bro. I remember back in 2016, I met this motherfucker. He was my very first producer, and I heard his music, and I fell in love with how he fucking made his music. I was like, dog, this motherfucker is cold. You got another motherfucker named Mike Corbin. Mike Corbin is a dope-ass MC, lyricist, cold as hell. He was a part of me and my friend Samaj's Tripsters. I want you to put this on the slide, too, when you put this shit on the slide so the motherfuckers will see. It was a event that me and my friend Samaj threw. It was called Tripsters event, and it was for artists like myself to be able to perform and be in front of different type of people instead of just hood niggas. Mike Corbin. I'm so lenient on saying this name because Hollis Jordan is another motherfucking dope ass singer. He's a dope ass R&B singer. Who else? My man's Rio. I'm lenient about saying him because I feel like some motherfuckers is not gonna shout you out, but I do it just because, like, people need to know who these people are. My friend Rio, he's like a goddamn pop star, dog. Pop star. It's just so many dope ass MCs that I have met, bro, who have different sounds, and it's so fucked up. That nobody know these people because they put their fucking whole all into their music, and their music sounds so industry, so good, so motherfucking polished. It's frustrating going in the studio every motherfucking night, pouring your heart out on tracks, putting your all into the shit, all for people to tell you, oh, this ain't good enough because you ain't like this.
Right. And that's, again, when you look at, if you're trying to make it in the Detroit music scene, it's almost like bringing a soccer ball to a basketball court. Yeah. A lot of people are going to look, man, we see you got that soccer ball, but we're playing basketball right now. Yeah. So take that soccer ball to a soccer field. So my whole point when I say that is stop trying to make it in a place that doesn't accept you. If Detroit doesn't want to hear your music, stop trying to target Detroit as the place that you're going to try to make your music scene flourish in. It's just not going to happen for you. You know, there's a lot of ways to know if Detroit rocks with you or not. The best way to figure out is put yourself on a Detroit platform. Send 5 clips to Detroit Rap Daily. Pay Detroit Rap Daily to post you, right? See the response. If nobody's commenting and nobody's saying anything and you're not getting any followers, that's a huge indicator that Detroit does not like your style of music.
Oh, I did that. I did that shit with Hip Hop Lab, and he tried to finesse me. He tried to, I sent him my fucking music, dog. Yeah. I sent him some money, bro, and this motherfucker didn't post my shit. It took 2 weeks for him to post my shit. Motherfucker. Motherfucker, you motherfucker. But, kiddo, I'm sorry, bro, but I really gotta fucking pee again. I've been drinking a lot of water.
It's cool. The front's still open.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, do your thing. All right. Let's make sure that mic's good. All right. Cool. We're back on, man. Let's talk a little bit about your upcoming with music. So when did you start getting into the studio and making music for yourself?
2015. It was my senior year of high school. I started going into Lifeline Nation Studios.
My boy Dre.
Yeah. I started going in there. Him and my cousin basically grew up with each other. So when I started really getting into music, I was listening to Biggie Smalls, Nas, KRS-One, Jay-Z, A Tribe Called Quest, all them,
Hip-hop
East Coast,
legends.
hip-hop legends. So my cousin started listening to my music. He's like, oh, yeah, you got it. Like, you got a style. Like, it just need to be polished. You got to go through more shit. And you go sharp. You go sharpen up. So it was one night he introduced me to Dre. We went to Lifeline. He introduced me to Dre. Dre was like, put him in the booth. So it was this one song that I did. And it was okay, but it wasn't all that. So I told Dre, I told him, I was like, let me do another song. I was timid as hell around this time. I was timid as fuck, bro. Like, so scared and awkward and shit like that. And it was like, all right, go in there. So I played this beat, and it was a Biggie Smalls beat. Like, what the fuck you know about Biggie Smalls? I'm like, what the fuck you know about Biggie Smalls? How old are you? I'm like, I'm 18. I know music. He's like, you don't know no music. So when I got on the mic and I started rapping, it was like,
What beat did you use?
what is that? It go like, woman wanna head and cry, 'cause the sun has been shot down. And it was a sample of Bob Marley on a Biggie Smalls beat, and I can't remember the fucking beat.
Damn.
But I still have the audio.
That's crazy.
But when I rapped the verse, they was like, damn. This motherfucker like Kendrick Lamar. He motherfucking crazy. Like, how the fuck he know how to rap like this? They saw that I was a force to be reckoned with. They seen that I had crazy talent. And that was like 2015. And from then, dude, I was sampling Funkadelics. I was sampling many different songs. I was a fucking hip-hop 90s head in 2015 to 2016 till I started altering my style. Real shit.
What was kind of the progression of that? So after you leave the studio and you're making music, what were some of the most notable points for you?
What do you...
Like as far as your career progressing and making music and some things that stand out to you throughout that time?
Oh, man. So, meeting, I would say the things that really stood out to me is meeting different artists that I had was watching, like Sada. I met him. I remember manifesting on meeting this motherfucker. I was literally tagging him, hip hop, even though they weren't my style. It was just back then. You could not tell me to not tag these motherfuckers, because it's like when I get set on something, I'm not gonna stop until I get what I want. So meeting him, meeting what's his name? He's a fucking producer out in Atlanta. God damn, I'm having a brain fart. Mike Will. Meeting Mike Will. A couple different people. I can't remember everybody, but meeting those people, creating my own goddamn shows for artists like myself, making fucking hits, bro. Like, I have hit records that literally, if I was to put this shit in movies, that shit will be a fucking anthem. Shit just need to get put on a movie. I gotta find, like, me and my friends, Samaj is actually working on doing some sync licensing, because literally the songs that I make are literally anthems. I go to these clubs and I perform my songs like 911, and everybody hustle to this shit. That's how you know you got some shit. You got motherfuckers that they don't know me. They never met me a day in their life, and they dancing to my song. You know how hard it is to get motherfuckers here to dance to your shit? Motherfuckers will stare at you like this. Not so no expression. These motherfuckers don't know me. I done performed 911. I done performed This Is Me. What else? Aliens. I perform Aliens and everybody turn up. Even though they not into the metal fucking screamo hip hop shit, motherfuckers love the song because the sound is good. I know I went off talking, but I just love talking about it.
No, man. People, this is the whole point of these podcasts is for an artist to express himself and kind of get a story out.
I just love rap. I'll just be going, bro.
What are some other of the highlights that you've had so far in your music career?
Highlights, going to Atlanta, what else? I don't know, just love just making music and getting people to, I don't really have to get people to fuck with the music because they already like it because it's good music. And I haven't, you know what's crazy? It's crazy because I haven't experienced that much because I'm so locked into working. And that's the detriment about me, is that I work my ass off to the point where I don't live enough life.
Like you mean a job or you mean music?
Everything. Every day is a fucking schedule. I get up, I work out, then I go to work, then I take care of the kids, then I come back home, then I work on music, then I write music, then I brainstorm music, then I go to sleep, and I wake up, work out, go to work, and I'm in school. Every day is work. There's only it's only like a handful of times where I really get a time to really enjoy life. Every day is work for me. So it's like the shit that's a highlight is a blur. I don't remember it. It's a blur, dude.
Yeah. You're living.
I'm living.
Yeah. Even though you're occupied in so many things, it's like at least you're doing stuff and keeping your days going. And you know, a lot of people that have too much free time, they end up being more miserable than the people who don't have any free time, to some degree.
I just posted this thing on my Instagram, and it might be odd to some people because the music is in reverse, and I love to experiment with the music. But I say you never really know how alone you are until you stop moving. And when I made this, it's because the reason why I constantly move and I keep moving. It's because a lot of people, such as myself, can't sit still because when you sit still, you go fucking crazy. You let the devil in. The devil start telling you some crazy shit. I gotta stay moving.
Well, the contrary argument to that is that, like, if you go to India and you talk to a guru, they're gonna say,
"Oh yeah, I know.
Man is only ill because he cannot sit still."
Most def.
So that's something where you do actually have to take time and sit and figure out what the hell is going on with you and how to fix it.
I got ADHD. That's what I have. I take pills, but I have bad ADHD, dude. I have a problem with not controlling certain aspects of my life. And I figured that shit out. It took me a minute, but I figured that shit out that I have bad ADHD. And it comes from trauma that I have not fucking faced.
Yes.
That's literally all it is.
Yeah. Back on. Yeah, that's two different ways. Like some people, yeah, they have trouble addressing their life, right? So when you have trouble addressing your life and what's going on in it, you distract yourself with all types of things. Like there's nothing wrong with playing video games or going on dates or hanging out with your friends or going to party on the weekends, but you do have to address your life at some point and sit down and go like, all right, where am I actually at? What's actually happening? Am I actually happy with who I am? What decisions I made, and in 20 or 30 years, am I going to look back and be happy with the decisions I made in my life? And so a lot of people distract themselves with all types of things. And then they put, you know, I do this sometimes too. Like, you know, alcohol is obviously not a good thing to drink, right? You can't consistently be drinking alcohol. No. So what I'll do when I go on Google, instead of saying negative effects of alcohol, I'll put, what are the positive effects of alcohol? What are the positives? So like, that's another way of just like lying to yourself to try to figure out like, okay, how do I live this life without feeling bad about it? You know? So people put all these types of ways of finding ways to be happy about life by twisting the truth of what's actually really going on, you know?
Dude, you know what's crazy? Like, to defeat my social anxiety that I battle with is I had an addiction to alcohol, and it made me be able to be around people because I was able to be more social. Like, people would talk to me, and if I was like drinking, they wouldn't be able to tell that I was drinking because I was more level-headed. Because if I'm not, I'm like, it's like my anxiety is hard to be in a room with a lot of people, bro. I don't know why I'm like the way I am, but especially being in the studio sessions with Sada, it's like a whole bunch of dudes I don't know. Everybody is like, and I feel everybody's energy. And I'm in the corner just like. Because for one, me growing up and being around people who are in the streets or hood, they go by certain codes that you just don't fucking know. They go by certain lingos and certain codes that you just don't know. And if you a L7, you don't know. You might slip up and say some shit and trigger this motherfucker next to you, and he ready to beat your ass. And I'm like, damn, motherfucker, I'm just being me. I didn't know you was gonna take it like that. I didn't know. So it's like, me, when I would drink, it helped me like not give a fuck so much. It would take that edge off.
Yeah.
And that was downfall, because I was doing that shit every time I had to be in a social event.
Yeah, like trying to put yourself in places that don't make sense for you to be.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's like when you're in the music industry or in the entertainment industry, you'll find yourself in a lot of places that you don't really want to be because the opportunities are there.
Yeah.
Like this person offers opportunity, or these people offer opportunity. Go to this event because there's opportunity there. But if you don't belong there, you don't belong there. Talk about some of the newer projects you got coming up.
Newer projects. So I am working on a project. I don't have the name for it yet. I want to drop a lot more singles because I feel like, and when my friend Samaj see this interview and he hear I say this, he gonna be like, this motherfucker right here. Mm-hmm. As an artist nowadays, I feel like it is bullshit to drop a project if nobody knows you. It's a waste of time, unless you have a lot of money to back behind it. Dropping singles or dropping, I'm not going to get all the sauce away, but dropping singles is the best route to go. That way, you ain't discouraged about putting a whole body of work. You done put all this time in this shit and nobody fucking with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so more singles, more videos, more social media content every fucking day. Literally every day. For real, and travel. I'm supposed to be going to Houston. I'm going to Houston for this big artist event. It's supposed to be a lot of dope ass labels and shit there. So I'm supposed to be going there in June, and I'm going to perform my ass off there and connect it with different people. It's some opportunities.
Yeah. That's good that you're bouncing for a minute. Fresh air, see some new people and some
I
new
need
things.
it. I need to get the fuck out of here, dog.
Yeah. No, yeah, I can sense that. And in conclusion, with when I look at you and what's going on with you, it's just like it's just a system where, you're around an area of music that's super, super successful. The Detroit music scene is super successful, but it doesn't match with what you're doing. So even though you're super talented, you have the skill, the ability, and everything it takes to make it as an artist, again, it's the basketball in the soccer field or the soccer ball in the basketball court. It's like, it doesn't make sense. So that's what I think what you're doing is by going to different places like Houston and whatnot, it's a way of figuring out where does this make sense? Which audience is going to take this and rock with me, That's the thing. You don't have to be accepted by Detroit. I don't know why people are so infatuated by being accepted by Detroit. Like, I really don't. I get it. I respect the holiday Detroit. I love Detroit. I'm always gonna, represent for Detroit. But you don't have to make it in Detroit to be successful. You just don't. It's just
you don't. But you gotta realize too that a lot of people don't think outside of cognitive dissonance. You ever heard of that saying? Mm-hmm. People don't think outside of their fucking reality.
Right.
All they see is this. They don't see it behind that fucking wall.
Yeah.
It's just a mental trap. It's just a mindset that they gotta shift.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been an awesome talk, bro. This has been very enlightening. When people watch this, they're going to be enlightened and hopefully change their perspective on where they are as an artist or entertainer and trying to shift gears here.
You gonna have these motherfuckers. You gonna have motherfuckers that's just motherfuckers. Just motherfuckers go say some negative shit, but I'm ready for them because I'm gonna at them. Soon as you say some shit, I'm gonna at your ass. I'm ready for you motherfuckers. Come on. I'm ready. I'll be ready. I'll be ready for motherfuckers to say some shit. But yeah, it has been amazing, bro. I've been waiting to do this, bro. I'm like, this is dope.
For sure, man. Tell everybody they can find you on social media.
Oh yeah, OLUTO _ on Instagram. Oluto, just OLUTO on Twitter. Mad Max MADDMAXX OLU. That's a lot. Motherfuckers not gonna remember that. But when you see this shit, it's gonna be tagged underneath the post, so you can follow me on there. You can check out my my EP that just dropped on all streaming platforms, Olutopia, and go out and vibe, smoke you a joint, pop some, drink some shrooms, eat some shrooms, drink, whatever you do to get out of the out of body experience. Go fuck with Olutopia. You're gonna catch a vibe.
So, Ludo, appreciate you being a part of this, man. I look forward to seeing the future projects come out and your trip back and see how that kind of shifts gears for you. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visuals, shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.